you with them. Forward.
Lighting's not too good in there. Yeah.
This is Princess Ashley.
Very, very exciting stuff, man.
Now let the celebration begin.
For those of you who don't know, the Meiers, selecting a theme for a party, if you know the Meiers for long, you certainly know their affinity and like to the beach. Many of you have actually been to the beach home down in Galveston. And so we thought we'd honor them tonight with the beach theme. We've asked a few people to give us a few things to talk about remembrance they have the Meiers, and so I have a few things. First, I'd like to read something that was written by the Jorgensons. It says, one of our fun remembrances of Kevin and Tracy occurred when Kevin was on his mission, and Tracy would get letters from him partially written in Spanish. I would be asked to translate, and there seemed to be a bit of hesitancy on Tracy's part about whether my intentions were noble or not. In other words, would I spill the beans? Whatever the beans might be is contained in a particular paragraph or sentence of translated material in one of the 5 messages from Elder Meier, Kevin Meier. In hindsight, I probably should have traded my silence for an occasional batch of cookies or some babysitting or something similar. We do have many great memories from over the years and wish we had continually good fortune as you move. That's the Jorgensons. Want to mention a few things from remembrances I have. Kevin, Tracy, do you remember when you had your winter wedding reception at the Melbourne Chapel? How about eating black-eyed peas and cornbread at the reception? Also, one Thanksgiving during my freshman year at BYU, when Kate Campbell and I came to your home, and we went to see the movie Fiddler on the Roof. And that's where I learned that Tracy said, "Honey!" The remembrance I had. How about those Vicksburg dinners in your home? How about youth firesides, such as one you did, putting on the full armor of God? How about your oldest son, Kevin, when he was blessing the sacrament, fell when we forgot there was no pew behind him? Also, your surgery last year, and after your surgery, you had Vicksburg meetings by telephone when Kevin was in bed. Also, just to let you know how much you were greatly missed at that point in time. So just a few remembrances. Now we'd like you to have your seat at the place of honor under the large umbrella, and we're going to have our first skit by our young men and young women. But first, before I do that, I was going to invite the primary to come forward. We're going to have a primary song. So I can invite all the primary to come forward for our song.
This isn't the best vantage point. People popping up in front.
So, primary children, please come forward.
Across the way.
All the primary, come on up. Come on up. Everyone in the primary, come on up.
Oh, you get tasty little monkey.
I've been waiting for a lifetime. It's been so long. You better marry now if you still have to take me.
So let's begin.
Okay, next we're going to turn some time with Brother Schiller, who's going to talk about Remember When.
One of the things we're trying to do this evening for the Meier family is to bring some memories back to them that they may have forgotten themselves. The memory I've got actually doesn't even involve Kevin. He wasn't in the picture at the time. But in the spring of 1975, Tracy and I were seniors in high school. And we had mutual friends. In the state at the time, there was a lot of kids our age, and we tended to do a lot of things together. We had a mutual friend, his name was Steve Gutierrez, and he was baptized in that spring, and it started off that evening after his baptism. There was an open house at the Guerrero's home, and from there, it went to a swimming party at Tracy's house. The reason I'm bringing it up is because that was the first time, in many ways, that my wife and I hooked up, was at that party. I'd known her for many, many years, but she was the younger sister of a friend of mine, and when you're growing up, you really don't pay too much attention to a friend's younger sister, until she walked into this party and blew me over. And so the memory I'm going to bring up, and Tracy probably doesn't even remember it because the number of parties they had at their house, was the evening of Steve's baptism when they had a swim party, and for all practical purposes, my wife and I from then on have been together. Now, the ironic thing of this is my wife has absolutely no memory of this evening. But she does remember the following Saturday night, because we used to have Golden Green balls. And I kind of took most of the time that evening and danced with her. The reason she says she remembers that evening is because when it was over, her feet hurt from me standing on them or stepping on them. So anyway, that's my memory, and I just wanted to bring it back to Tracy's memory. She may not remember it otherwise.
And next, in reenacting real-life events in the Meier family, we're going to have one day in the life of Bishop Meier, and then again another skit by our young men and young women.
I have it on pause.
So this begins a golden portrait. Even before the sun breaks over the rooftops to serve the ancient residents of the wonderful slumber, soldiers march for their new colors from the other palace and trade towards the blueprint settlement. While most of the residents are coming from the green houses, the city early hours, there is activity at home and including as the clock strikes 4 a.m., Bishop wants to learn for a few moments.
Bye.
Yeah, as I was thinking on some of the memories that I've had with Tracy Jean, and it goes way, way back, and as I started looking around this room, I think maybe I'm not one of the guys that have known Tracy Jean for that long time. Because I'm sure the candidates probably were right there just as long as we were. Some of my earliest memories of Tracy and her family involve her grandparents. As many of you might be aware of, the Stones were also the custodians of the Melbourne building when it first came around. And that's one of my very earliest memories of Tracy. As we grew up, I started noticing Tracy was changing on us. And then she turned into quite a cute little girl back then. And we still were good friends afterwards. Where's the reload come? That's the reload. And I went on my mission, and Tracy and I still kept in contact one with another. But one of the things that you might be interested in, and a few of the letters I found in here, all there around, sorry I haven't written in a while. The second theme I also noticed in here was the mention of one heaven. As my mission went along, she would also keep me informed of Kevin. Kevin has first, one of the very first things, she was up at BYU, up at Utah. She was there when Kevin got set apart. It was really great. And as my 2 years passed along, I could keep up with what was going on with Tracy and Kevin. It was 1 year, it's now 6 months, it's 3 months, I can't wait. That was kind of in there. But and it wasn't just Tracy either. Dear David, hope things are going well with you. You are very often in our class and always in our prayers. Have a beautiful holiday, and know we love and appreciate what you are doing. Love, Gil on Sam. Tracy is.
They asked me to tell a kind of funny story, and if you know Tracy, you know that she can, whenever she starts to laugh, she can laugh so hard she almost starts to cry. But one Sunday I called her and she wasn't crying, and I said, how come you weren't at church today? And we had had all of our children, they're all within a couple of months, the first 5 children. And we had just each had our 5th baby, they were about 3 months old. And when I called her up to ask her why she wasn't at church, she goes, well, I'm sick today. And I said, well, how come? That's too bad. She said, well, I'm pregnant. And her baby was just 3 months old. And I said, are you kidding me? And she goes, I would not kid about a thing like that. So I told her that she could go ahead and have the 5th, or I guess it was her 4th, she could go ahead and have that 5th baby without me. But I always remember she was the very first person to, when I moved down to Houston, to befriend me, and her friendship has always meant a lot to me, and it helped make my transition down here from moving away from my family to, it always helped to make it a bright spot here. I just want to tell her what a great friend she is, and what a great family she has.
Did you really?
Yeah, my memories, of course, go back just as long as Dave. My earliest memories of Tracy was when we were in primary. And I don't know if she remembers this. Her mother was our little primary teacher, and we had made those famous flour, sugar volcanoes. You pour something and it would erupt. And her mother did that demonstration for us. Okay, a few years later, Tracy, I think a few months older than I, went into MIA at that time, and we used to call it mutual and go on Wednesday night.
Well, when I turned 12, this was in '69, you know, they're already there, and then I come, and then we have a little neutral dance, and then I see Tracy, I guess for the first time as a woman. And I look at her, of course all of us guys are on one side of the gym and all the girls on that side. And I think, man, she sure changed from 12 years old. I mean, my goodness, you know. That was my first whatever of all of us starting to grow up. Going back to the Steve Gutierrez baptism, that was a great thing. I remember Sheila and Bill talking about that. I didn't know that Bill had Google eyes for Sheila at that time. But we always looked at Sheila as like, well, that's my little sister. You know, it's like we had a little sister. In fact, our little sister turned 40 today. Did you know that? Yeah. So we're not getting too little anymore. But anyway, so the 70s roll along, and we all go on missions. And I remember the first time I met Kevin. We were at Old Forest Ward, and it was the big thing, you know, Tracy's coming with Kevin. Tracy's coming with Kevin. I thought, well, is he a god or what? You know, is he going to float through this building or what? You know, and then he walks in, and you know what? He was pretty big, and still is. And I said, yeah, I guess that's Kevin. You know. So the next thing I know, it said 22 years later, 5 kids later. So I wish you the best. Just the greatest memories of our childhood. I think it was the greatest time that we grew up in. We had the best music, and it was a lot of fun. Hate to see you guys go, but you know, if we don't see each other in this life again, I'm sure we will. We'll see each other in the next. Thank you.
To pull out of the audience to come join us. What we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to do an Aussie, which is not Hawaiian, okay? Not a good and so what I need is for the Meier family to come up front, if you can, and any of the kids that would like to come up front.
You want me to take it?
Don't be shy, come forward.
Yeah, when Mark's not around, I take him upside down. Get him by his legs. And he just starts laughing. He grazes the ground. Right. Of course, if she were to see that, man, I'd be on probation for weeks.
Tracy, join it up here.
Oh, meu amigo. Eu quero beber, né? O que tem para tomar?
Cerveja, cachaça.
Cara, uma loirinha geladinha.
Elas ficam meio mornas, né?
Yeah,
if they've got you know, I don't, whatever's cold. Doing a little filming here. Yeah. Definitely not a professional job. I don't think. Yeah, I like it because you don't have to hold it up to your eye, you know.
Patty Phillips, front and center. By yourself. Scott Cragen. Let's go. Tina Hall. John Hall. Tina Hall, let's go. Front and center. I don't think we have to. Okay. All right. Technician is what you normally think of when you think of drums.
What's happening, man?
The Baptist way they would.
Oh, Jeremy was sitting there. He can sit on the next one.
So we're going to do tonight. Get this party going. So everybody, I want you to think that you've got a belt around your waist.
How's it going, Dave?
Belt, and some
Good.
strings. One on your right, one on your left, one one directly behind you, okay? Pretend at the bottom of the strings are hanging some fruit. To the right is going to be a pineapple. So everybody, hit that pineapple with your hips and your knees. Okay? And when I say pineapple, everyone
What kind of training?
move your hips to the right. Nice and hard. Ready? Pineapple. Okay. On the left side.
So it should be a good move, huh?
Papaya. Okay? When I say papaya, everyone hits the left.
Is that right? You've been
Papaya.
cells?
Okay? Can you see them? Are they really?
Pressure, huh? One plus good, huh?
Okay, now directly behind you is going to be our coconut. Okay, so when I say coconut,
Hey, see you, Dave. Good luck.
you move that
Okay.
bottom to the back. Ready? Coconut. Did you see any movement back there? One more time. Ready? Coconut. Now don't be shy. It's not the time to be shy. All right, so pineapple, papaya, coconut. We're going to kind of go in a half moon like this. Okay? So, ready? When I say papaya, papaya. Coconut, back. Pineapple, right.
Hey, I go for the full moon,
Papaya,
baby.
left. Coconut. Pineapple. Papaya.
Hey,
Coconut.
man, give me something cold to drink.
Papaya. Coconut. Pineapple.
Nothing?
Papaya. Coconut.
Easy.
All right, you get the idea, okay?
Confess essa, cara.
All right. That's right. That's our fruit salad for tonight. Okay.
So you brought your own,
Let me show
man.
you another step that you can
There's nothing
do.
to drink over
And
there.
that is this pineapple
Looks like there's
and
cups and
papaya.
stuff.
This
They-
is-
they run dry or what?
Ready? You're going to go back and forth from pineapple to papaya. Pineapple to papaya. Pineapple to papaya. Pineapple to papaya. Okay? Now just remember that because I'm going to turn on some music for you to practice. Are you ready to see him go?
She competes.
Really?
All righty. We're going to switch lines after this. You adults in the back have to go in the front. Okay? After this trial run. Okay. Barring any technical difficulties here.
You look so much like his dad.
Okay? Move your seat right. Pineapple papaya. Pineapple papaya. Okay? All right. Got it? All right. Let's try some fruit salad. Ready? Here we go.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right. Which line? Okay, for the men. For the men. Okay? What we just did is normally what the women do. We wanted to see how you did it. For the men, this is what you're going to do. This is what the men normally do when they dance the kitchen, okay? Sorry, I have to pull this up a little bit. Okay. Have you ever heard of the funky chicken? You're going to throw your knees out to the side, okay? Step out, step out. Step out, step out. Right, out, left, out. Okay? Like this. All right, let's see it. Come on. Step, and then, yes, let your legs out. Your knees, yes. Push out to the side, okay? Right, out, left, out. Right, both knees out, left, knees out. Got it?
Women like you kids.
Good.
Jeez.
All
This
right.
is looking pretty sad.
We're going to put the drums on now, and the ladies,
You got that on film, right?
Yes,
feel free
right.
to and women, feel free
The
to
audio.
move however you like,
Yeah.
okay? So the girls do the pineapple papaya, or the fruit salad, and the guys do the funky chicken. Here we go.
How about a chicken salad?
No.
Oh, this is beautiful.
real TV. Okay, start dancing now.
Hey, let's give them a big hand for your effort tonight. Thank you. Very good volunteers. Have you please get your pages and pictures to me so that we can get them to them. Anyway, hopefully when they're in Mobile and they're feeling sad and they're missing us, they can pull out the scrapbook and read about things that y'all said to them and well wishes.
Okay, at this point, a lot of individuals who joined us this evening want to give a chance to anyone who'd like to come forward to talk about the remembrance they have of either Kevin, Tracy, or their family. So this is the open format of the program. If you'd like to invite someone or anyone to come forward who would like to...
And Bishop Meier was a second counselor and the bishop. And his first day back, first time back was an awkward feeling, but special feelings. I mean, came out of his arms around me. First welcome back to the fellowship. I'll always remember that. That's a bishop. Constant cry. And, Alabama's not that far off. It's like that halfway from my brother-in-law's house.
He shuddered.
We're not very far.
In fact, we'd like to honor others, and we'd like to talk about some memories of Tracy and her father, Gilbert Thomas. So I've invited President Darrell Delamar